Okay, I wanted to make a quick video about the adventure gear vendors in WoW Mist Pandaria Classic. They're the ones that for people who didn't play a lot of Cataclysm or hardly any Cataclysm and their tunes are not very geared at all coming into MoP. They're pretty important to know. This is where the initial airship would be parked when you start questing in MoP. And one of the first gear vendors, let's see, is Rivet Clutch Pop. But for some reason when you search for him on Wowhead in Mist, he doesn't show up as a adventuring supplies vendor. But if you search for Silkweaver Rui, you do get them. If you go to comments, somebody broke it down very nicely in a little table here of who are the vendors. Rivet Clutch Pop is the first one you'll run into for the Horde. Rui is for the Alliance. And they sell a piece of gear for every single slot that you have at $372. And these are cheap. I mean, if I remember right, they're less than 10 gold a piece. So, very cheap gear. And the reason that you want that gear is because to queue for dungeons right at level 85, you need item level 358 to queue for the normal dungeons. And back in 2012, I was playing Rift. I didn't play Cataclysm hardly at all. My tunes were not geared. And I could not queue for dungeons. And, the first set of quests are in this building and around the surrounding area. Those went pretty well. You get through them, drop them off over there, and they send you up here, and then you get, I go kill a whole bunch of these guys quest. And you finish that off and you end up here, and Rivet Clutch Pop is here for you, but he doesn't sell anything yet. And then you get a decent number of quests, I don't know, 4 or 5 or so for this area. Then when you complete that, the area changes. And then this becomes your questing hub right here. And this is where, back at the beginning of MoP, I was all ready to go, and I hit this point and there's a quest right over here, and I remember it very clearly, where I spent hours. You can see someone's been here. And at one point you have to get 6 or 7 things from these water sprites. First you go pick some plants, and it took about an hour. There's one of the plants right there. Because there were hundreds and hundreds of people in this tiny little area here, all doing the same quest. So you pick the plants, and there's another quest where you have to go across the water here to this little island. You turn it in, and then you use rocket boots to shoot yourself back. Gives you the next quest. Kill these guys, and you have to loot 5 or 6 things from them. And if there's spawn points all over the place here. And if you can imagine, back in 2012, there was a ring of 12 or 15 people, just solid ring, camping every spawn point. And I was on a warlock, and I was doing AoE, Rain of Fire. Just I picked one of the spots and ran Rain of Fire, and after 3 hours I had managed to tag like 4 maybe of them, and one had actually dropped one of the quest items. So after 3 hours I was 20% done with the quest, and I mounted up. I didn't have flying yet, and I rode back to Honeydew Village and parked my tune and didn't play Mist Pandaria until, the last couple months of it. I played Guild Wars 2 for almost 2 years straight, which was good because I still play Guild Wars 2, and it's a great game. But I would like to help maybe someone else did not have to go through what I went through. So, anyway, once you got through that questing, and there's actually quite a bit more. You kill a little mini-boss here, then you meet Lord Walker Cho, and you follow him around for a while, and eventually you get to Gruken Hill. There's a quest in the water where you have to kill a bunch of gators and pick up a bunch of fish to bribe the chieftain in Gruken Hill. And then Rivet Clutch Pop shows up in Gruken Hill. And I believe I have him here, so I'm going to go show you what it looks like. Yeah, he's over here. There he is. So here he is, and he has, like I said, this is it's showing all the gear that I can wear, because I could put on cloth or leather, but it has a helm for male. It has Spirit Mastery and Crit Mastery, so it has for healer and not healer, and it's all 372, and it goes through every slot. And it's not as cheap as I was saying. It's 50 to 65 gold, looks like. 35 for the smaller pieces. Then somewhere you've got trinkets and weapons, necklace, rings. And the rings, like if crit haste is your best stats, these are not unique equips. You can buy 2 of the rings if you need them. Not cloaks. Oh, here's the trinkets. The trinkets are trash, but they're 372. They will allow you to queue for dungeons. And, there's a decent chance there's the weapons. Except the very first quest, they give you a 372 weapon. The quest on the gunship, so weapons are probably not a problem. But if you are below eye level 358 and you run into that problem, I would suggest you go hit the auction house and buy some of the 377 PvP blue gear that's going for ridiculously cheap right now, like less than 200 gold per piece of that gear. Might be quite a bit more by the time Cata Classic starts. So, but yeah, if you want to be able to avoid wasting hours of time on quests there's just no options. It's pure linear questing. You cannot continue until you finish those quests. Get yourself above 358, and if you make it through the quest and you're still not 358 and you can't queue for dungeons, then go see Rivet Clutch Pop right here in Gruken Hill. And then there's, if you, like I said, go to Wowhead, click on Mist, search for Silkweaver Rui, and there's a list. There's when you get to the next area, Kunlai Summit, you can get 393 gear, which will allow you to queue for the dungeons that are available there. And then in Townlong Steps and Veil of Eternal Blossoms, you can get some higher level gear that will allow you to queue for the dungeons there. So, good luck, and I hope we see you in Cata Classic.